There was a fire all around. There was no way out. Everyone was running here and there. Kevin is trying to get a bus of children out of this fire. Will he be able to succeed in this goal? Let's go to the story to find out. So this film starts in November 2018. We see Kevin, who is the main character of the story, and he is a driver. But like Rose, his day was normal. He used to work as a bus driver in school, in which he used to get very low salary. It was very difficult for him to survive. Kevin has a mother and a son in his house, who does not listen to Kevin. Kevin tells him to go to school, but he does not listen. Kevin does not understand what to do with his son. He also has a dog. He finds out that the dog is also sick. He takes him to the hospital. He thought that when trouble comes, it comes from all sides. Man gets stuck badly, but still, he was not losing courage. The next day, he goes to school again, where he sits the children in the bus and leaves the school. Now this is a city called Paradise in California, where the weather is usually dry and hot. We see the poles of electricity on the mountains. Here, a short circuit occurs inside an electric wire, due to which sparks fall on the grass. Now, because the weather was completely dry, due to which the grass was also dry, so there is a fire in that grass. This fire goes towards the jungle very quickly, where the whole Paradise City is present. Those who were inside the city did not know at all about the coming danger. Now Kevin leaves the children in the school, after which he had to take his bus to the garage from there, so that he could fix the bus. By then, the fire had spread a lot in the jungle. Some police officers see the fire and immediately inform the fire brigade about it. The fire brigade comes here, but they know that this fire is on top of the mountain and it is a little difficult to reach there. But still, they do not lose courage and somehow try to go up the mountain from another way. But some workers get stuck in this fire. We also see Kevin, who was taking the school bus from here to the garage. He had no information about the fire yet. His mother calls from home. She says that your son is vomiting and he needs to go to the hospital. So Kevin says that there is no need to worry. I have a bus and I am coming from a medical store with medicines. So he does not go to the garage and goes straight to the medical store because he has to save his son's life. Now this smoke could be seen clearly standing inside the city. They find out that the wind is also blowing towards us, which means that this fire will reach the city very soon. Police officers gather at one place and try to find out how this fire started. Because it is a normal incident to start a fire in the jungle of America, but it was not normal for the fire to start so fast. Some fires are controlled at the same time as small fires, but there was no control over the fire in this area yet. Police officers find out that there are power lines installed there, and when the sparks of fire came, the wind was so strong that the electricity was not turned off, and that's why the fire started. Soon, some people from the electricity department come there. The fire brigade people get very angry at them that you did not know that the wind was blowing so fast. You should have cut off the electricity. After the fire brigade talks, the department people turn off all the electricity because they know that such incidents can happen more. Then we see an officer who is in the FBI. He tells the fire brigade people that I am stuck in the fire, but there are some houses here that have caught fire, and those houses need help. That's why he himself helps people here. This was the house that was built near the jungle. That's why he puts some people in his own car and saves their lives and takes them away from here. Now the fire brigade people find out that this fire has been burning for a long time. The smoke is spreading far and wide. He has taken at least 5 kilometers of area inside him. Kevin also gets a call from his boss. She says that if the bus in the garage has been repaired, then you bring the bus as soon as possible because today the children will have an early leave. But Kevin did not take his bus inside the garage. He was going to his house with medicines. The cars of the fire brigade could not go so far, so small helicopters and ships are taken here. Those ships fill water and throw it over the jungle so that they can be controlled over the fire. But it was very difficult to control such a fierce fire. The fire was just increasing, and that's why they asked for more helicopters to put out the fire, because it was not possible to put out the fire by land. When the FBI officer was saving the lives of some people and going out of the jungle, the fire comes all around him. He finds out that I can't get out of here. That's why he sends everyone into the pond, so that everyone can go there and save their lives. Kevin also finds out that there is a lot of fire in the jungle and the fire brigade cars are going that way. That's why he talks to his son and says, "I'll get to you very soon. And no matter what happens, don't come out of the house," because the smoke was all over the place. All the children are inside the school. They were also able to see the smoke coming out of the windows. They also find out that there is a fire somewhere. There was also a teacher here whose name is Mary. She gathers all these children together and tells them to sit. A lot of parents had come to school to take their children because they were also afraid that their children might get lost. But there were still many parents who could not reach their children. And there are a total of 22 children. Kevin gets a call from his wife. He finds out that he does not live with his wife. His wife also finds out that something has happened to my son. That's why she tells Kevin that you don't have to go to our son. I will take him from your house. From inside the school, a worker tells all the drivers that whichever driver's bus is empty, reach the school and take the children with you. Because there are still 22 children in the school. Their parents could not reach us. But in return, no bus driver answers. It was only Kevin who had come to the school. That's why he answers and says that I will reach school very soon. I will also rescue the children and take them out. That's why Kevin quickly drives his bus and goes to the school from this place. He has to rescue the children and take them to an empty place on Chico. So Kevin quickly reaches the school. He takes all the children in his bus. Mary, the teacher, tells Kevin to take all the children to Chico, where there is an empty place. But Kevin says that I can't do this alone. Someone has to go with me. So Mary says, "Okay, I'll go with you." That's why Mary also sits with the children in the bus, and they leave from here. The children were also sitting comfortably on their seats. The police and fire brigade were busy extinguishing the fire. They were very tensed by the increasing fire. The bus that Kevin was taking gets stuck in a jam. It was a very long traffic jam because everyone was thinking about getting out of here. Because of which, all the cars suddenly came on the highway and it was jammed. It gets dark while waiting like this. Kevin finds out that there is no way to get out of here. Still, somehow he makes Mary sit on the seat and says that I will try to clear the way. Now you slowly bring the bus back. Then Mary does the same. Kevin started removing the cars from the front by saying that I have children. So please let us go. Some people leave the way. After a lot of effort, Kevin's bus succeeds in getting out of here. And in this way, Kevin reaches a place by moving the bus forward. He sees that there is a lot of fire here. All the houses are on fire. Mary also says that we should not stay here. We have to take these children to the place where we were told. Kevin now moves forward from here. There were flames all around the bus, and it was getting dark because of the smoke. All the children were scared because of the heat of the fire, but Mary was somehow trying to take care of these children. Now where there was a campsite called Chico, some tents were set up there. All the injured people were coming there. All the buses were also told to come here, but not a single bus had come yet, and that was Kevin's. Because of which, all the children in the bus, all their parents, get very worried here. Where Kevin was driving the bus, nothing was visible in front of him, but Kevin was just driving the bus in style. All the children were sweating and calling for water. But it was very difficult to get water nearby. That's why Kevin stops the bus at the place where there was a little less fire. Mary says that I go to the nearby houses to see the water. That's why she goes to a house, which was near the fuel station, and starts collecting water bottles from there. But then there is an explosion in the fuel station, and Mary screams. But somehow she got water for the children. Then the children's thirst was quenched. Now the fire had spread even more. Kevin was moving forward with the bus. He did not know which way this road would go, because it was only dark far away, and there was nothing but darkness. All the parents tried to explain to Kevin's boss that you do not worry. The children sitting in the bus are being driven by a good driver named Kevin, and a teacher named Mary is also with the children in the same bus. So these two will bring the children here safely. Just believe me. Let the police and others do their job. When Kevin was moving forward, he saw some people who were running. They tell Kevin not to take the bus ahead because there is no way to go ahead. You also start running on foot. But Kevin has 22 children. He cannot leave those children and run on foot. That's why he tells Mary to sit in the bus. I try to see the way. When he goes to the other side to see the way, he finds that there is no way to get out of here. There is only fire all around. That is, there is fire ahead and behind. That's why he decides that the bus will have to stop here for a while, until the fire does not calm down a little, or the speed of the wind does not slow down. All the children were crying. Mary was trying to calm them down. He tells Mary that I have an idea. Tear my t-shirt and put it on the children's faces, so that the children do not get poisonous gas inside. So she does the same. Kevin makes small pieces of his t-shirt. He soaks them in water and gives them to the children to keep on their noses so that they can escape. The police also start answering now. They find out that such a big fire cannot be controlled, because this fire had spread not only in a small area, but also in a very large area. Neither can it be extinguished with the help of a helicopter or a jet, nor with the help of fire brigade vehicles. That is why they decide that we will have to focus on only one thing. That is to save people's lives. The big officers of the fire brigade also stayed in front of the media that no one needs to worry. All the people or children who must be stuck in the fire, we will take them out safely. Until then, Kevin and Mary start talking to each other and share their sorrows, because both feel that maybe it's their last time. But after a while, they realize that the fire has reached very close. Kevin immediately gets off the bus and tries to extinguish the fire around him. But the wind is blowing very fast, so it does not take the name of extinguishing the fire. Seeing this, Kevin understands that no one will come to help him now. That's why he gets on the bus again and decides that no matter what happens, he will have to take the bus ahead. The bus does not start in the beginning, but Kevin tries again and again. After a long try, the bus finally starts, and he takes the bus ahead through the fire. This was a very risky job, because if a burning tree falls on the bus, or the bus catches fire, it was impossible to save these children here. Now they had closed the windows and doors. That's why the smoke had not come in yet, and even though some were not visible, Kevin just kept driving and kept moving forward. And then after a lot of effort, he reaches a place where the fire had not reached. And this way, he can get out of that place. Then from here, he takes his bus to the place where he was told to take the bus. At that place, the parents were sad, but as soon as they see the bus, they know that our children are safe. Because of this, all the parents are happy and take care of their children. At the same time, the parents also thank Mary and Kevin because they did not care about their lives. They saved the lives of all the children and brought them to safety. Now Kevin had to find his family too. He goes inside the camp to find his family, where he sees his mother. He is very happy to see his mother and asks, "Where is my son?" His mother says that your wife has taken your son with her, but now the time was shown after a few days of this fire accident, where finally somehow the fire was extinguished. But despite the extinguishing of the fire had left its mark behind. Kevin goes near his burnt house and starts looking at the photos of his family here. He was also sad that along with me, everyone's house was burnt to ashes. Then a car comes here, to which Kevin starts looking. From inside the car, his wife and son come out. They met Kevin, and both the father and son were safe. They are very happy because of this. Kevin's wife also realized her mistake, and they decide to live together again, because they had to face a lot of difficulties because of such a big accident, because of which they realized the importance of family and how good it is to live together. And with this, the story of this film also ends here. The story begins with the main character of the story, Max, who had just come out of jail. The reason for his going to jail was an accident in which his own fiancée, whom he loved very much, was killed. That day, Max was intoxicated. Therefore, the death of the girl makes Max a murder case. This accident broke him because he loved his fiancée very much. The atrocity on him caused him to go to jail, and his life was completely shattered. To get Max out of jail, his dad Rafa came, who is one of the richest men in the world. We are told the state of the world at this time. All the countries of the world have fought with each other, and now there is a great danger of an atomic war. Everyone knows that if a nuclear weapon is fired, humanity will be destroyed. There is a lot of panic in all the people, and people are trying to do something for their safety. In such a situation, Max comes across that my underground park, which has been designed only for billionaires, those people who are ready to spend billions of dollars to save their lives. There was a facility for everything here, from their security to their medical. The biggest thing is that the facility was completely safe. It was built as an underground bunker. No matter how many nuclear attacks take place in the world, the people living in this facility would not have anything. They would have been safe, but as everything has benefits, there are also losses of those things. One loss of this facility was that there was no freedom in it. Everything here was according to Minerva, who is the owner of this facility. The health of the people living here and their smallest movements were also tracked. That is, their privacy or their personal life was not safe here. We see Minerva's speech at this time, which makes all the people believe that no matter how much destruction happens in the world, all these people are safe in my bunker. His speech was such that for a while, the biggest billionaires became silent in front of him. They even started listening to him, as if he had any manipulating power, as if he had the power to play with people's minds. We want to show that Max and his family also came to live in this bunker. And it turns out that Max's fiancée's family also came to live in this bunker because they are also very rich. But they are not at all happy with Max's arrival here. They consider Max as the murderer of their daughter's death and look at Max with hatred, because of which Max's guilt increases even more. Max's fiancée's sister, Asia, always bothered Max with her words. But Asia's dad, Lermo, explains to him that what had to happen has happened. Now we should move forward. We see all these people at the table where everyone was eating together. And what I noticed was that all the people here were dressed in uniforms, as if they were not living a free life, but a part of an institute. Every time through big screens and news channels, these people were able to see the situation of the outside world, which was very bad. Because of this, people panic and also thank God that they are in Cameroon. They are safe from all the destruction. But one day, their illusion also breaks that they are safe in the bunker. The effect of a blast in the outside world completely shakes the bunker. There are bad shocks in it. The lights go out and there is also leakage. For the safety of all the people living here, people are taken to the Doom City, which is the safest place in this bunker. But the twist in the story comes here, when people start doubting that there is not as much destruction in the outside world as is shown here in this camera. The screens on which these people were watching the news, because of the lights being turned off, some such glitches are seen in those screens, which makes people wonder if all this is not fake. Is the outside destruction not being told by increasing it? And this is also true. Although the people inside do not know the truth yet, but we are shown the outside world in a normal environment, it is known that fake bombing was done around the bunker so that the people inside the bunker could see the bad situation of the outside world. Actually, Minerva, who is the owner of this place, is making all the billionaires crazy, who have come to this bunker by paying billions of rupees to save their lives. Now, a shocking twist is revealed here, that the fear of the whole war, the billionaires coming to this bunker, was not the thought of their safety. Rather, all this was a high-standard plan made by Minerva. He very smartly created such scenarios around the billionaires through his team, created such conditions that he felt that the world's conditions are very bad and everyone will die because of wars. He instilled fear in their hearts and took advantage of this fear and brought them to the bunker. The scenes and news that were shown inside the bunker were all lies. It was generated by AI so that people get even more scared and do not even think of going out of the bunker. But despite that, people were starting to get a little tired of the life of the bunker. They started to feel like jail here because everything was kept an eye on them. They used to live in uniforms. There was no sign of freedom here. Despite that, people do not think of leaving here because Minara had scared them all very much. He did so much work on the details of small things that people could not even doubt him. When he got the bunker set up, through the AI, he created such sounds that were heard inside the bunker as if a bomb had exploded. And because of these small details, people did not understand anything else. Now here, we want to show a girl whose condition has deteriorated a lot. Because of this whole situation, she was very scared. She had claustrophobia before. That is, she could not stay in tight places. And on top of that, the fear of war and death scares her so much that she tries to kill herself in the washroom. Asia, who was also in the washroom at this time, sees her and goes to save that girl. By the time Asia reached there, she was hanging. Asia held her in her lap and then climbed up and cut her rope. By the time she fell down, she was about to die. Asia, who was a doctor, gives her CPR and revives her life. That is, saves her from dying. The girl who was monitoring all the people living here is shown. She sees that everyone's vitals are being disturbed. Their heart rate, their temperature, blood pressure and glucose levels are going up and down very fast because they are all very upset because of the disturbing scene shown by Minerva. Anyone can lose their life in such a situation, and now Minerva's own friend comes and tells her to stop all this. She tells him that if all this was really happening, then I would have supported your bunker plan well. But you are showing people a reality that does not exist. On the other hand, Rafa's health is getting worse. When he reaches the mess to get food with his son Max, he is told that the rules of the mess are very strict. They will not get food before time. On hearing this, Rafa gets angry and starts eating himself when a member of the staff stops him. A fight between Max and the staff member takes place, and Max asks him that are you for our safety or to kill us? When there is a fight between the two, Max snatches the teaser of the staff member. He wants to show that the whole fight, the whole staff, even Minerva herself was watching, but no one does anything. And in this way, Minerva's friend gets angry who was telling Minerva to stop all this. She goes to the site and clearly tells Minerva that enough is enough. I am leaving from here, leaving all this. And in the meantime, Minerva's brother comes here. He looked very relaxed, but his tone was very sad. He tells the girl that you only need to relax at this time. Take these tablets and relax. Minerva's friend shakes her hand and says, I don't want to take any medicine from you. Before she leaves from here, Minerva's brother throws her down in anger, pushing her. The girl falls down and dies. Minerva's brother is scared of her falling down. He tells Minerva that I didn't want to do this. As soon as he says, the scenes are cut, and in the flashback, we are told the past of Killer Mo, who was born in a billionaire family. He got his money and contacts from his grandfather, even his business, which he reached to the heights of the sky. He had always lived a luxurious life, and wherever he went, he took control of himself. It is found that Minerva was the only one who was telling all this information about Killer Mo to her staff. And this shows that all the people who had come here, Minerva, had researched all of them with Killer Mo. And Minerva has brought them all to this bunker according to her own plan. Now the scene is cut, and we are shown the scene inside the bunker. The present is shown where the staff finds Minerva's friend's dead body. The scene of the bunker panics a lot, and the staff is also worried. How did he die? Everyone starts asking these questions. That's why the CCTV footage is seen, where it was seen that Minerva's friend fell from the same net and took his life, from where Minerva's brother pushed him. But we know the truth. This footage was fake, and it was generated by AI. At the same time, Minerva shows the footage of another man's death to everyone. This man really did not die. Just Minerva showed the footage to everyone and tried to control everyone's minds once again, and said that this man died here due to radiation, because the security system here has been affected. Max's dad tells Rafa that the fight you two had yesterday with the staff members, because of that, the system here has been disturbed a lot. Max has a teaser gun at this time, and I want him to give this teaser gun back to the staff. Then there was some confusion in Asia's mind. No one knew what she was thinking. But she goes to one of the staff members here and says that my sister's bracelet, which was very precious to me, has fallen into the sink and I want it back. The staff member tells her that all these things go to the compactor, and we are not allowed to go to the compactor. We also see the personal footage of the Room of Glamour, and it turns out that Minerva's staff was secretly keeping an eye on them. All this data was being saved according to a plan, and there was no privacy here. The scenes go back to the flashback when Minerva is planning to build this bunker. When her staff asks her that if we take such big personalities inside our bunker, then everyone will be suspicious. Minerva says that no one will be suspicious. Before calling them to the bunker, she puts all the billionaires in her talks and makes some videos from them, in which everyone tells that they are going on vacation, and those who don't make videos for it, she uses an advanced AI system for them, and in the outside world, she replaces someone else's movements with that advanced AI, so that no one suspects that they are missing. She did this with Asia and many other people. Now in the scene, we see Asia again, who went to the compactor while keeping the staff member in touch. Her purpose of coming here was not just a bracelet, but to pick up her sister's phone from here, which was taken from her earlier. The staff member sees this phone and asks Asia for this phone, but Asia requests him that look. I have my sister's last memento. My sister's videos are also in this. The staff member does not take the phone from Asia, and in this way, the scenes shift and go to Minerva. She was still keeping an eye on everyone, and she tells one of her staff members to go and get the teaser from Max, which she had not returned yet. When the staff member goes to Max and asks for the teaser, Max first refuses to have the teaser. The staff member says to him, "Okay, I will search for you. If you don't have it, then you will be locked in the basement." Max laughs and takes out the teaser from his pocket and says, "Yes, I have the teaser. If you can take it, show it to me. I won't give it to you. This teaser will stay with me, and if you have a lot of problems, then go and tell Minerva." Now there is a fight between the two to get this teaser. The staff member tries a lot to get this teaser from him, but Max punches him in the nose and breaks his nose. Because of this, the staff member becomes unconscious there. Now, because the staff member's condition had worsened, he is immediately taken to the stretcher and taken to the emergency room. And in the meantime, Asia also comes here. She looks at Max's arm where there was blood. His arm was broken. She tells Max that you need first aid immediately. But in the meantime, another staff member comes here, who tells Asia that he urgently needs Asia, because Asia was a doctor. Asia was actually called for the treatment of the same staff member who was killed by Max. Guillermo's business partner, who is calling Guillermo again and again, but Guillermo is inside this bunker. Because of this man, the staff, even Minerva is also worried. Here it is shown that Minerva first goes to Max, talks to him, and takes the teaser from him. And that teaser goes away from here as a punishment. Now all the people of the bunker, who had been bored staying here for a long time, they wanted to know about the outside world. And they were asking about the outside world again and again. They are reassured that they are trying to contact the outside world. As soon as there is contact, everyone will be told. After a while, these people are told a fake news that there is a lot of war outside, and there is no contact from outside. Now, in the next scene, we are told about the connections and relations of the people inside the bunker. We see Guillermo and Rafa together. Here Guillermo tells Rafa, in front of everyone, that he is his friend. However, from the first scene itself, he was seen as his enemy. Here it is known from their talks that Rafa had trapped his son and sent him to jail to show his loyalty to Guillermo. However, he could have easily protected his son. We see them enjoying together in the swimming pool. And then a girl comes to them. Guillermo tells her to stay with Rafa. And here on the other side, when Asia is banishing Max in the clinic, Max gets a glimpse of his fiancée in Asia. The scenes shift to the staff room, where Guillermo's business partner was making a lot of calls. Because of him, the entire staff was worried. Minerva's entire plan could have failed, just because people were looking for Guillermo. Now Guillermo's business partner sends a video message in which he had shown a picture of a big man. And he is very excited and tells that we have found him. Minerva is also shocked to see this message. And using her AI system, she fixes a meeting with Guillermo's business partner. That is, now she was going to talk to Guillermo's business partner as Guillermo. Guillermo's business partner has no doubt that he is not the person Guillermo who is talking to him. That man is also excited and tells that we have found what we have been looking for years. And now we will become even richer. In the outside world, Guillermo was being tortured, and Minerva's plan was failing. She was in a lot of tension at this time. She had achieved all this with great difficulty. Would her plan fail now? In the flashback of her thoughts, we see the story of Minerva. The first bad phase of Minerva's life was the day she found out that her mother had left her. She was alone with her brother at this time. And that's why the social workers come and take her and leave her in the church with her brother. Now they were living their lives in the orphanage home of the church. Despite all these difficulties, Minerva and her brother work very hard and finally complete their studies and also get a scholarship. Minerva had become a civil engineer. She was very fond of making structures. Minerva was much smarter than ordinary people. One day, she had an idea to make bunkers structures. Her idea was great, but there was no one to invest in it. In these days, she meets a lot of billionaires and realizes that their world is completely different from the world of ordinary people. No matter how hard Minerva works, she cannot live a life like a billionaire. And at the same time, she gets a new idea. She brings her brother with her in this idea, who was an engineer. And from here, these people start preparing to make a billionaire bunker. Scenes again shift to the present, where Minerva was still upset. Guillermo's business partner had repeatedly talked about BJ3, and Minerva was not able to understand what BJ3 is. Is it a code, a business plan, or a man? She keeps searching about it and finally finds out that BJ3 is not a person or a business plan, but it was a horse of Guillermo's grandfather. Its price was the highest in the world. Guillermo's business partner wanted BJ3 to be sold, but Guillermo was not ready to sell the horse because his family emotions were attached to it. Now knowing the real price of the horse, Minerva gets greedy and she plans a new one. Through AI, she calls Guillermo's business partner again as Guillermo. Her confidence, her voice, and this advanced AI does not let the business partner doubt that what he is talking to is not Guillermo. And here, instead of Guillermo, Minerva gives the order to sell the horse. Now the problem was that she needed his documents to sell BJ3, which were in Guillermo's safe. Now they did not know the password of the safe. Now no one tells the password of their personal safe. That's why Minerva has to make a new plan here. She studies Guillermo again and sees his weakness. Guillermo was very attached to his grandfather and his memories. He was very sensitive about his family, and this was his weak point. Minerva uses this and sends a girl to Guillermo. That girl starts asking Guillermo about his past and mentions his grandfather. While talking like this, BJ3 also starts talking. That girl brings Guillermo here in her innocence and friendship so that Guillermo tells her the password of the safe. Now the scene is cut and we are shown Max. Max was tired of the life of the bunker and was bored. When he is listening to songs in the football court, he sees something on the ground. This was a microphone through which Minerva could listen to the conversations of the people here. He picks up this microphone and notices that there were cameras here. He immediately found out that all the people living here are being watched every second, and their private life is completely over. Minerva's people also see him, and they also know that Max has come to know his reality. Now Max was thinking about it after seeing this microphone, that a staff member comes to him and takes this microphone from him. And with this action, Max's suspicion begins to change into reality that something is wrong here. In the next scene, we are shown Guillermo's wife, who was looking for Guillermo in the whole bunker, while Guillermo and Rafa were busy partying. In the meantime, Max comes inside the club, and Guillermo gets angry at Max because his daughter was not with him today because of Max. When he leaves here, his new friend also follows him to his room, and in the meantime, Guillermo's wife also comes here. Seeing both of them, she does not react at all and leaves from here. But from his face, it was clear that he was broken inside. Here we see that Guillermo had gone to his second daughter Asia, who was watching the videos of his sister and Max. He saw that his sister was very happy with Max from his phone. Seeing these videos, she was happy that Guillermo took the phone from her hand. She also watched those videos, and her anger increased even more for Max, and she started hitting Max. He mercilessly hits Max, and says that first you took my daughter from me, and now you are planning to take my wife away from me. This will not happen. When he was hitting Max mercilessly, someone hit him on the head with a bottle from behind. This was Max's mom, Frida. Frida had attacked Guillermo, but now he was getting angry at himself because Guillermo was his good friend since college, and Frida had maintained this friendship till today. Now the scene is cut, and we are shown the scene of Minerva's office, where she wanted to advance her plan. She tells her staff that the billionaires have now come to our bunker, but we will have to use new strategies to earn more money. We will talk to Guillermo's business partner using the Roken AI tool. We will make him believe that Guillermo wants to move forward. He wants to expand his business, and in the same way, we will convince him to make a new company. And this company will be such a company that will make futuristic things. Minerva's brother says that we have to make Guillermo's business partner believe that if they invest now, they will get very big returns in the future, which will be very beneficial. And in this way, their status will also increase suddenly. Now Minerva talks to Guillermo's business partner using the AI tool as per her plan and starts convincing him to make a new company. But Guillermo's business partner was not agreeing to do this project somewhere because there was a lot of risk in it. But Minerva had a lot of convincing skills. Using fake data, Guillermo's name, and many other things, she wins the trust of Guillermo's business partner and convinces him to invest in a new company. The next day, Minerva again calls Guillermo's face and sends his business partner to his house so that the documents of BJ3 can be removed from his safe. She had already found out the password to the safe, and now she tells the password to her businessman through a fake video call. And as soon as the safe opens, the entire staff of Minerva celebrates here. All the money of BJ3 was also going to be transferred to Minerva's account. Now when Guillermo's business partner is about to close the safe, he finds another document file in the safe, which said Mira Underground Park. Looking at these documents, his business partner is a little shocked, but he doesn't say anything. Here, the scene is cut, and we are shown Max, who had already suspected that this bunker was hidden on the fort. He thinks of starting an investigation about this bunker. After this, he comes to Minerva's office, puts her on the table, and then cleverly traps the laptop wire in his foot from below and drops his laptop. When Minerva sits down to fix the laptop, she secretly picks up a book from there and leaves. Here we see Freda with Guillermo, and Freda tells him that I think it's time to tell the world that we are together. On the other hand, Guillermo's real wife was getting very sick. He is admitted to the clinic, and immediately Minerva comes to take Aja. He is told that his mother is very sick. When he comes to the clinic while running, he finds out through the AI system that both his mother's lungs are damaged. He didn't even have enough machinery to transplant the lungs, and so now he had only 72 hours left to live. When Guillermo comes to meet his wife refuses to meet him for the last time. After which, Guillermo goes to Max and apologizes for his actions because he was always very rude to Max. Meanwhile, on the pretext of finding out about Asia's mother, Max comes to Asia. He first looks at the whole room and then stands in such a direction that no camera is watching him. Then, he takes out the cards from his pocket and tells Asia that we are being heard here through the bracelet in our hand. Cameras are watching us 24/7, and I think this bunker is a fraud, and there is no war outside. He had written on these cards that you support me. I have a plan. I will get out of here, and if everything is fine, I will get everyone out of here. On the other hand, we see that Minerva's staff also doubted her standing like this, and they started keeping a close eye on him. On the other hand, now we see Oswaldo again, Guillermo's business partner, who was sent by fake Guillermo, that is, Minerva, to purchase her own company. Oswaldo talks to Guillermo again and says that this new company seems fake to me, and making such a big investment here, I think it will be a big stupidity. After hearing this, Minerva panics for a minute, and thus Oswaldo also thinks that this is fake Guillermo. But then she confidently handles all the situations and makes Oswaldo believe that this company is not fake. Now Max comes to Rafa and tells him under a plan that he is going to make friends with Asia. Hearing this, Rafa is surprised and makes him sit next to him to tell a secret that he had been hiding for a long time. We go to the flashback and find out that when Max's fiancée died, Max was driving the car, and at that time, Rafa was following them because Max forcibly took the car keys. By the time Rafa reached them, Max's fiancée was dead. That's why Rafa drove Max away from there and took all the blame on himself. But still, he had some guilt in his heart about all these things. That's why the next day at Max's fiancée's funeral, he tells Guillermo, that is, the girl's dad, everything. Guillermo, who had lost his daughter at that time, was very angry. He tells Rafa that you will have to tell all these things in court. Otherwise, I will kill your son anyway. Despite not wanting this, Rafa has to testify in court against his son. Rafa tells his daughter that whether you consider it love, the love in which I tried to save your life by listening to Guillermo, or consider it a betrayal that I only testified against you in court, but just forgive me. Max was so angry after hearing all this that he wanted to go to Guillermo and kill him because Guillermo threatened to kill him. Rafa stops him and says that you will not go to him. That day he had lost his daughter, and it was his duty to be so angry. The scene cuts, and we are shown that Max's grandma and Asia's mom used to take drugs together, and that day, Max's grandma gave him an overdose, due to which his lungs were damaged. Here we are shown Max and Asia. He brings Asia to his room and first covers the AI system here. And then he says that as if they are both dancing romantically, but actually Max was planning to run away from here. He tells that I will do a short circuit here, due to which the bunker system and the AI system here will be closed. Minerva will not even doubt that someone tried to run away from here. She will just feel that the bunker system has been damaged for a while. Now Asia just shakes her head to join her plan. On the other hand, he had reached the overdose company that he had to buy. Here he does not feel anything right. So he calls Guillermo and tells him that everything here seems fake to me. And this company also seems like a trap to me. And we will not invest here. Saying this, he leaves from here. Meanwhile, Asia and Max also try to do a short circuit in the washroom and cut a wire. Due to the short circuit, the whole system is closed. And on every screen, only Roken is written. That is, the same AI system, because of which Minerva was manipulating everyone. Oswaldo's video call was also happening with Guillermo. That is, it was happening with Minerva because of the same AI system. And instead of that video call, now Roken is written. And here, Oswaldo's suspicion turns into belief that all this is fake. Oswaldo now calls Roken's number in fear. But now the call was not happening on his number either, because he was in the bunker. And because of the short circuit here, Minerva was also not able to connect this call with her. Oswaldo now sends him a voice note that this place does not seem right to me, and that's why I'm leaving here without making a deal. Minerva, as if she had gone crazy here, she gets confused and gets angry at the whole staff that this system should be turned on as soon as possible. That man was coming to buy my company with $800 million. And here you spoiled everything. Here we see that Max, who had done the short circuit, turns on the system again and notes that after getting electricity, that is, energy, it takes about 5 minutes for the Roken AI system to turn on. Now, because according to Max's thinking, his plan was working, he confidently looks towards Asia, and Asia also gives him courage by shaking her head. As soon as the system is turned on again, Minerva becomes Guillermo and calls Oswaldo again, and in anger, she says that you will not leave this meeting and go anywhere. I myself talk to its CEO. You stay in the hotel now, and you will do this deal tomorrow morning. Here we see that Max and Asia go to that staff member with whom Asia used to talk often. These people had gone under a plan. Here Max gets angry at her and says that why do you go around Asia? What do you talk to her? Asia does such a drama here that she is scared, and she says to Max, "Leave Max." That boy tells Max to get away. "I was also with your mum." Hearing this, Max acts angry, and in the meantime, Asia picks up the wireless earbuds from here. In anger, Max now goes to his mum and asks her, "That are you also with the staff member here?" Max's mum confesses that yes, that staff member had come to him. She also says that "I don't love you as much as I should. That's why I didn't even come to meet you in jail, because I love Guillermo, and to fulfill loyalty with him, I ignored you." She says that "I was angry with you, that Guillermo got angry with us because of you." Hearing this, Max is completely broken. On one side was his dad, who testified against him in court, and on the other side was his mum, who didn't love him. Knowing this fact, he is completely broken. In anger, he tells this fact to his dad, that his mum lives with Rafa. And because of this, Rafa also breaks. After this, it is shown that Max breaks his bracelet, because of which he was tracked. And now he starts making a plan against Minerva by hiding in a blanket with Asia. Here Guillermo goes to meet his sick wife and sees that she was still with Max's grandmom. Seeing this, he gets angry and goes to Rafa and tells her that how can a person be so broken? How can they both live together? Here Rafa tells her that "I can't do anything about them, but you can do something for me. You go to Freda and tell her to come back to me." And here we clearly know that Rafa already knew that his wife was with Guillermo, but he still loved her. Scenes again shift to Oswaldo. When he is having dinner at the hotel at night, he sees a girl who was arguing with her mom and was very sad. That girl gets sad and goes to the side, and Oswaldo comes to her to support her. It turns out that all this was a plan of Minerva. And his plan was also working because Oswaldo came to that girl. During such talks, the girl mixes a drug in Oswaldo's drink, and he goes to her room while talking to her in a state of intoxication. Here it is shown in the bunker that Asia calls the staff member because the sink in his washroom was not working. But this was his plan. As soon as the boy starts his work, Max comes from behind and catches the boy, and Asia gives him an injection of unconsciousness. Then Asia goes to the storeroom, wearing the uniform of the same staff member, where later Max also comes, and they both start preparing an electric kettle, with which they were going to do a big short circuit here to complete their plan. Here Oswaldo is not aware of where he was and what he was doing due to the overdose of the drug. He was not completely intoxicated yet. That fake Guillermo, that is, Minerva calls him and says that "You have not gone for the business meeting yet. It's been a long time." In his consciousness, he is not able to analyze all the things correctly, and he goes to that office to deal while listening to Guillermo. In the end, he bought Minerva's fake company for 900 million. And seeing this, Minerva and his entire staff celebrate. Meanwhile, Max had also started his plan here. First of all, he turns off the AI system of this entire bunker, and after that, he makes a very big blast here through the electric kettle, making a short circuit. The lights go off here. Everyone gets confused about what happened here. Then using the fire extinguisher, he starts spreading smoke everywhere. He spread this smoke where there was no fire, and in this way, people get confused about where the fire was. Taking advantage of this time, he opens the secret door of the bunker. Seeing everything upside down, Minerva understands that all this is Max's plan, because for the past few days, these people were seeing changes in Max's actions. Minerva orders to kill Max. When a staff member goes to kill Max in his room, he finds Asia and his own staff member. Here, the staff member asks him where Max is. So Asia answers him in fear. "I don't know where he is." On the other hand, We see Oswaldo in the plane again. When he is going back home, he sees a billboard on which there was a picture of the same woman's mother whom he met yesterday, and here he gets into thinking that what he saw was a drama. To confirm his thoughts, he searches for that girl on Instagram, but his account is called delete. He searches Google and finds out that he was really cheated. He immediately tells his plane to return to the same company with which he had dealt. After the scene is cut, he is shown to Asia again, from which the question about Max was being asked, that Minerva, who was scared, goes there. She tells him that something has happened to your mother. In fear, Asia goes to her mother. She sees that her condition was very bad. When she checks, she finds out that Max's grandmother had given him an overdose of morphine. She gives him CPR to save her mother's life, but nothing happens. On the other hand, Minerva puts her entire staff to find Max. She turns on the cameras everywhere and keeps an eye on all the cameras. The entire staff starts looking for Max, and we see Max wearing a yellow suit that saves humans from radiation. Actually, he was preparing to get out of this bunker, and he was in his mind that if there was a nuclear war outside, he would be saved from radiation through this suit. On the other hand, when Oswaldo returns to the company where he had dealt, Minerva had already cleaned everything there. Oswaldo gets scared and calls Guillermo again. Instead of Guillermo, Minerva picks up the call, and Oswaldo gets angry at her. "What did you do to me? That company was fake, and we have gone to great loss." He asks her whether you are true or not. Now he asks her, "What is the Chimera underground bunker?" Guillermo says, "I don't know." He says, "Don't talk nonsense. And tell me one more thing. What did you call me in childhood?" Minerva says, "What nonsense is this? I have always called you by your name." Oswaldo says you are caught. "You still call me by the name you used to call me in childhood." Minerva hangs up the phone. On the other hand, he shows us Asia again. He finds out that despite the overdose of morphine, his mother had been using alcohol all night, and now she is dead. Despite knowing this, she tries her best to save him. But the dead are not alive again. She now contacts Max through her earphone. She tells Max that there is no point in going out now. Destruction has begun here. Max replies that I am going out for my freedom, and if everything is fine outside, I will take everyone out of here. Before leaving, Asia makes the biggest confession to him and says, "Max, I have always loved you." Max did not expect to hear this from Asia. Max also tells her, "Asia, you are the most beautiful girl in the world. I will definitely come to take you back." So Asia replies, "Even if you don't come, I will come to you myself." As soon as she says this, Max finally gets out of this bunker, and this season ends with this mystery. Will Max be able to take everyone out or not?